Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to have on the phone with me Mr. Joe Piscopo. How you doing, sir?
John, how are you? I'm with David, who's kind enough to drive us. We had this big event last night in Mitchell, and he goes, Joe, could you do me a favor? I've never had someone driving me to the airport ask me to call their husband-wife team on the radio. So this is the first. I want to say, how are you, and all the best.
We appreciate it. And how was Mitchell? Did you guys have a good time?
You know what? It was just America in the beautiful, beautiful Corn Palace. It was patriotism, people who believe like you do, one nation under God. We're a great people. We joked and we laughed, and then I did all my entire act. I did my whole thing, and it was, I tell you, one of the best shows I've done because it was our first time out. John, it was our first time out. Everybody, with all the cats in the band, They were all South Dakota cats, man. No, I tell you what, no one's been working since like last year.
Yeah.
So and then my favorite moment when I go like this, I go, so I've been vaccinated. Anybody vaccinated? They go, no. I'm like all anti-vax. I go, what's the matter? You don't like Bill Gates? What's the problem? We had a blast. And we celebrated the greatest country on planet Earth, the United States of America, brother.
That is awesome. Now, Joe, you are a stand-up comic. You've done an amazing job with your career as a comedian. And you and Eddie Murphy, the two of you, saved Saturday Night Live back in the 80s. That thing was falling off the earth, and you guys came in and revitalized it. I think that is just such a cool thing. Do you miss those days at all, or not really?
No, I get that rush, if you will, through the live shows.
Yeah.
So, because now that we're back, thank goodness, I do radio every morning in New York on Salem Media in New York, and then we do on WABC in New York. I do a Sunday to Sinatra show, John. How cool is that?
Oh, that's very cool.
I play all the old man's music, with respect and with love, certainly. But when I was with Eddie, the beauty of it was, and that what was I do remember fondly, is working with a young Eddie Murphy at 19 years old. I mean, with a reckless abandon. Eddie, and we had no delay on Saturday Night Live. And Eddie would do and say anything he wanted. So it just brought out but you had to dig deep, because this Eddie really is a comic genius. I'm just a working stiff man. But I went along with when we went back and forth, and we improvised, and we laughed. And those were magic times. On live television, millions of people watch it, and I didn't even know what was going to happen next. So that's good. But I must say that adrenaline rush when I'm in front of 2,200 people at the Corn Palace, and the kindness, the veterans. And then there was one veteran. They had an American flag there, John, and I walked over, and the veteran was in a wheelchair, and I got down from the stage and walked over to him, and I said, "Thank you for your service, sir. Where did you serve?" He goes, "Vietnam." That's my generation. I never had the privilege to serve. Man. And then I sang a Frank Sinatra type version of the national anthem. He had tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
You don't forget stuff like that. And that is more fulfilling than anything I've ever done, really.
That is awesome. Well, thank you for coming to South Dakota. And next time you make it to town, we'll have to have you in the studio. I appreciate you taking a little time to chat. I know you've got another live call coming up here in a second.
Yes, sir. Hey, John, so give me some advice, because I'm not doing so well in the marriage department. Is it better to work with your wife?
It's better to work with your wife than work against your wife, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it is, brother. You got it. That's my problem. Give Heidi my best.
I will.
And, sending love to you, man, and thanks for the great work you're doing, John.
Absolutely.
David says hi, by the way.
Awesome.
Right,
hello,
man.
David. And again, Joe Piscopo right there. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on Sunny 93.3.